The following is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League.
On this episode of the Panthers Huddle, the Panthers host the New York Jets. Coach Dave Canales joins us to talk about what the team is looking for as the preseason winds down.
Plus, I go one-on-one with the special guests.
And some future gridiron greats spend a day with the Panthers.
One day, my mama and my dad gonna be up there watching me.
Welcome to the Panthers Huddle. I'm Kristen Balboni.
And I'm Thomas Davis.
TD, we are going to get right into it. A lot of big moments as this team gets ready for the regular season. We've got preseason, we've got training camp. But I want to focus in on these joint practices with the Jets. Why are they so important for the starters?
It's a nice change-up. You know, you've been going against your teammates for the entire summer, including the OTAs and minicamp. It gives them an opportunity to practice against other guys so that you can kind of get a feel going into the season on what things are going to be like. So for us, when we had the opportunity to practice against other teams, you knew every single day that you had to elevate your level of play in practice. I mean, we already practiced at a high level, but for other guys too, you have to elevate your level of play because you didn't want to get embarrassed, and particularly on the practice field.
And then let's talk about that third preseason game, the last preseason game. Sometimes you played 4. So what needs to be done by that last preseason game in order to get them ready for the regular season?
You know, I think for the offense, you got to have timing down. That's the biggest thing in this game. Quarterback, receivers got to have the timing down. Offensive line, new guys in that center nucleus. That's important for them to understand how to play with each other and where each other are going to be on the field at any particular time. So that's going to be important for Bryce, having those new guys in front of him. But also defensively, we got a ton of new guys up front. So these guys got to get acclimated. They got to get used to playing with each other and making sure that whatever philosophy and scheme that we're implementing offensively, defensively, and on special teams, that all of the guys are acclimated and they know exactly what the expectation level is.
So I'm hearing you say specifically we should be watching the battle in the trenches, right?
Absolutely. That's where it starts at in any football program. When you win that trench war, usually you're going to win the game.
All right, we'll be looking for that. And TD, there have been a lot of great moments in training camp. Let's take a look right now at some of the best of them in this week's Bojangles Rewind.
Let's do it. Rewind. Don't be throwing double moves today, bro.
No problem.
We know the fans here, but like.
That's what you're worried about is a double move?
Yeah, I know what they is.
I got a mic on. I just want you to know. Now you about to hear me breathe for the next hour.
Hey, what's up, sir?
Reno's finest. Appreciate that. Proud of Pasadena.
Yes, sir.
Huddle. We're good. We're in the huddle.
You looking like you on ice skates. The route guy out. Relax.
You guys dominate when we're in just jerseys. We can't really hold you guys yet, so Now we got some pads to hold on to.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's a dot. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah, held the strap. Facts. So it's chill, it's subtle. See, everybody else be doing it wrong. They get up and you can't. You just gotta. Yeah.
If we want to be that team, you gotta have that out here because then you get to the game and it's wired.
If we want to be the best, we got to act like it and move like it when we on this field. At the end of the day, when we get on Sundays, we got to be the group to lead the team in the offense, bro.
That's why I'm here, gang. Don't worry about it, bro.
We're gonna see, bro.
Coming up, head coach Dave Canales joins us.
And that's what I'm trying to train our group to do, is find opportunities to celebrate when we see good Panthers football.
This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you in part by Bank of America, the official bank of the Carolina Panthers.
Welcome back to the Huddle. I am here with Panthers head coach Dave Canales. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time. I know how busy it is right now.
Well, thanks for having me. Really exciting times around here, as we get to evaluate our team and put a lot of good stuff on film. So this has been just really just a great challenge and adventure for us to see who are we going to become and who are the people that are going to help us this year.
I want to dive into that a little bit more. Training camp, preseason is such a great time to gel. You get to know people really well. Everyone's hanging out. It's such a special time. How is this team coalescing? How are you feeling about how they are?
We had some great opportunities to connect as a team. So Fan Fest at Clemson was fantastic. We were in hotels. The players were able to hang out. We had a nice window before the evening practice, to really spend some time. I think we had about 30 guys in the pool just kind of doing some recovery out in the sun. And
that's a good way to do recovery, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The travel is such a cool time where it really brings us together. Coaches, players, all of us together, being around the hotels, running into each other. Even guys go out for a bite to eat and kind of see each other at restaurants. Just all those moments are so critical as we become the team we're going to become.
You're picking snacks on the plane, all of that kind of stuff. It is a great time. It's such a bonding time. Now, you talked about evaluating the team. Do you have any guys that have really stood out to you, can you say?
A lot. And I'd like to not say who they are.
Sure.
Because there's 31 other teams that are trying to fill their rosters, and I just don't want them to know the value of the guys. But I will say this, though. The guys are invested. When we challenge them for practices, they respond. When we point out different techniques that we need to improve upon, they respond. The energy that we're looking for in practice, we're more and more consistent the further we go along. And so the guys are really showing us that they regard this situation. They regard us as coaches as we ask them and challenge them.
Well, one guy that the other 31 teams certainly know about is Bryce Young.
Yes.
You told me when in our first interview, you said he was one of the main reasons that you wanted to come here. So how is that working relationship going right now?
It's great. The things he can do are fantastic. It's like I can sit here and watch him make magical throws in different platforms, move his feet, avoid, and keep his eyes down the field. And he's got all these touch passes, and all those things are exciting. I can sit there and pat myself on the back for this cool quarterback we have, but those aren't the moments that are gonna help us long term. The moments are the challenging practices, the interception practices, the move the ball practices, the incompletions, trying to find our rhythm. Those are the most valuable days that we have. And so as we've had those, we're able to connect and get to the bottom of it.
Someone that we might see a big connection with him, Xavier Leggett. Can you tell me about what it's like getting to know him and seeing him out there on the field?
Yeah, I'm learning that his default is go. So as he's figuring it out, I couldn't be more proud of just the way he's trying to figure it out, which is 100 miles an hour. That's how I was. Early on in my career, I didn't come from a sports family, and my dad just kind of always said, look, he's like, mijo, hustle. He's like, before you learn anything else, listen to the coaches, but hustle, and that'll take you far. Xavier is very much like that. While he still doesn't have all the answers to every coverage, to every technique against a different type of defensive back, he starts it out with hard work and hustle. So I love that about him.
You mentioned the defensive backs. Let's talk about this Panthers defense. You have called it stifling. So what are we going to see when we get into the regular season? What do you love about this defense?
What I love, first of all, is that Jarrow knows this scheme so well. He knows how to put guys in position, play their leverages, and he's constantly on them for owning your leverage. It's not necessarily about making the plays, but it's playing together. And as we get closer and closer to it, and we've had moments in this camp where it's like suffocating at times because just the communication that's happening with a lot of these veteran players that have been in the system.
And finally, I just want to know, what is a moment that you've had in training camp this preseason that you have said, oh my gosh, this is awesome?
There have been a few. I would say probably my favorite moment of camp so far was Damani Richardson okay, sang Candy Rain and for rookies sing, in front of the group, and he butchered it the first time. He nailed it the second time.
Because they make him do it again, right? If it's not good enough.
Yeah, and then a couple days ago in practice, he had 2 interceptions in the practice in a critical situation, and after the second interception, our DJ played Candy Rain over the headset, and it just exploded into this party. If we can capture those moments, we know how important the ball is to us. Getting turnovers, playing together, but it's that enthusiasm, as we talk about our play style that was captured in that moment, and that just explosion and that kind of, the guys were all aware of this moment, and then of course for the theme music to kind of cap it all off was unbelievable. And that's what I'm trying to train our group to do, is find opportunities to celebrate when we see good Panthers football on either side of it, special teams included. So hopefully we can head in that direction.
Singing, don't worry about a thing.
Well, speaking of singing, did you do 3 Little Birds? Can you tell me about that? Tell me how you chose your song.
Well, first of all, I got a little heads up a couple days before, and they were like, coaches are not exempt from this, and you are kind of a rookie. And I was just like, okay. So I started going through and shuffling all my favorite songs. And I'm sitting there at my kitchen table for a couple of nights, just kind of anticipating to come up. And I realized I don't know any of the words to most of the verses of my favorite songs. And it's like I'm just listening to the music, and finally I landed on Bob Marley.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I know the words to this verse and everyone knows the chorus. This is a great starting point.
Smart. You got to have everybody join in. What grade would you give yourself on that?
I would say C+. I was nervous. I grew up singing, and I'm usually not nervous. It was different singing in front of these guys. And but picked a good song. They saved me in the chorus, and then we were able to finish that together.
All right. Not just good at coaching, good at singing as well. Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Up next, I'll do a deep dive with one of your favorites.
Closed captioning for the Panthers Television Network is provided by Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Associates, providing premier eye and ENT care to North and South Carolina.
Why are you stepping in front of me? Welcome back to the Huddle, and I'm here with my very own Shaq Thompson. Yeah, I said my very own because this is my son. I raised him. I taught him everything that he knows. So when y'all see Shaq making plays out there on the field, he learned everything that he knows from me. Shaq, you're going into year 10, man. Talk to us a little bit about what it's like to be entering year 10. You got a new coaching staff, a ton of new teammates. What is your mindset as a veteran on this football team going into year 10?
Year 10, honestly, it's been the same since year 1. My mindset going in is I got to make the team. And I know I used to say that to you, and you'd be like, man, what is he talking about? That's just my mindset. They bring new guys in. As you know, they brought me in. They bring new guys in to try to replace you. So my mindset is, all right, I got to make this team. They're bringing a young guy in. I can't have him beat me out. I got a family to feed, and I'm not going to let him take money off the table for my family. So that's my first mindset. Everything still stays the same here. The standard that you guys left never changed, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to uphold here is the standard. Run, tackle, hit, and make sure everybody runs to the ball, everybody runs off the field, everybody has the standard of the way how we play, how we used to play, right? And I'm trying to instill that in everybody here. It's like, nah, we don't do that here. We run off the field, we tackle, we hit. I got to keep that going. Year 10 is crazy. I remember coming in my rookie year and being starstruck because I used to watch TD and Luke in our meetings back in college, and I told him, I was like, man, I got drafted and we used to watch y'all. So it's just a crazy thing just to go from year 1 to year 10 and still here.
You are one of the guys coming back this season off of an injury. You know, talk to our fans a little bit about that process, about your rehab process, about where you are in that right now, and some of the things that you're looking forward to getting back to as you take the field this year.
As you know, that was my biggest break or biggest injury probably in my career. TD was there when it happened. He came in there and he could tell you my mindset, man. I wanted to get back out there, but I couldn't, you know what I mean? And TD was a big help to getting my mindset correct because I wasn't in the right state of mind. I was talking crazy, and TD was just like, it's all right, stuff happens. You got to keep going, get your mind right and all this type. And I was just, the whole time, I was just like, man, I can't believe this happened. Like, I just want to be out there with my boys. I just want to go play. And just knowing that I couldn't, it hurt me deeply that I couldn't finish that season. It sucked, you know what I mean? But I had to figure out a way to still be that leader, you know, even though the season wasn't going as it was. Then I had to keep that mindset, that positivity. I'm feeling good now. I'm back out here, I'm running 100%, you know what I mean? I got eyes on the prize of comeback player of the year. That's me personally, but that's the team thing. We got to win more than 2 games, you know what I mean? That's the biggest thing what I want to do and bring back to this organization is a winning organization and standards around here.
That's amazing stuff, and you've attacked it in an amazing way. Talk to us about some of your new teammates. What veteran defensively has stood out to you the most, and what rookie has stood out to you as well? Offense or defense, rookie, but veteran defensive player.
Veteran defensive player, I mean, I could go 3 different ways. You got A'Shawn Robinson, you got Jordan Fuller, and you got Nick Scott. Those are all 3, and Josie. Those are all 4 guys who played in this defense before. They understand the defense, and it just make the job so much easier. Then you got A'Shawn. A'Shawn is going to be a big compliment to Derek on the other side with Shy in the middle. So I can't wait for those guys to get going, man. It's going to make it easier on myself and Josie to go around and just run and hit and play free. And for the rookies.
Yeah, talk to us about the rookies.
I think I got to go with my dog, Trevin. I think Trev is one of those guys. I remember coming in here as a rookie, man. He has it. And I think the biggest thing for him is just going to be reps and repetition, you know what I mean? It's just like how I was, you know what I mean? And I told him, I was like, it didn't take me until like week 4 until things slowed down for me, you know what I mean? And I think he's one of those guys that's going to excel in this league. He has a high motor. He has high energy. The guy has a high IQ. He's smart. He can run. He can hit. And those are one of those guys I'm really excited to see.
Well, there you have it. Shaq Thompson tuning in right here with you guys on the Huddle.
Coming up, some lucky fans get more than an autograph from Bryce Young, and we close out with our 3 keys to the preseason.
Whoa! Let's go! Yeah, let's go! The next pick is Swift! I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
He told me to tell everybody that I'm mic'd up, so don't say nothing crazy.
You're not mic'd up!
Yes, I am. Okay, so I'm Dylan. I play for 11U, number 5. Oh, Bryce Young right there. I gotta show out. I gotta show out. I gotta show out today.
Y'all good? Y'all good?
Oh, there's Mel Sanders. Yo. It was 2015 Panthers was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. Hey, I'm mic'd up.
Oh, you mic'd up?
Yeah, I'm mic'd up.
You gotta do something then. You gotta do
something. I know.
Let's go, baby. Have some fun. Have some fun.
Playmaker line right here. You got something for me today? Oh!
Let me see some. I need a pick 6. Remember to push that upfield shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you hitting it, right? Push it to the upfield shoulder so you push it back to all your help. All right, good job.
On behalf of PAL, Pop Warner, we want to say thank you. Thank you all Panthers, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
And here we go, family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family!
One day, my mama and my dad gonna be up there watching me. And I'm gonna be on this field, and I'm gonna be on that field.
Okay, TD, it is time for your Coke 3 keys to the preseason. What you got for me?
So 3 things that I know that this team absolutely have to have in place once the preseason is done, KB. Number 3, we got to make sure that we understand all the new rules that are being implemented, because we can't go into a football game and the players not understand what's going on. In particular, we have a new kickoff rule, so we got to make sure that these guys are up to speed on what's going on with that. Number 2, camaraderie. That's the most important thing. All great teams, including our 2015 team, come together during this period. This is the time where you get to know your teammates the best. You're around them a lot. You're away from your family. You spend a lot of time talking ball. This is going to be important for this football team. We have a young nucleus, so these guys have to make sure that they're coming together during this preseason. And my number 1 most important key for this preseason, we got to leave going into week 1, making sure that all of our guys are healthy. That's the most important thing when you leave a preseason season. You got to make sure that your guys are healthy going into the regular season.
All right, words of wisdom from the one and only Thomas Davis. Well, that's all the time we have for this week, but I just want to say on behalf of Thomas Davis, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Coach Canales, for giving us some of your time. And TD, you say it best.
Keep pounding.
You've been watching the Panthers Huddle, a copyrighted presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL.